I'm going to have a really good friend of mine, Darlene Bryant, who I've known for a very long time, actually interview me on the Crystal show today.
Oh, hello, everybody. Hello, Denecia. Oh, my goodness. What a privilege to be able to speak to you today on your own show. And so, like she said, we have been friends for a long time. So this is just going to be a truly fun time for us. Yes. So let's get started. So Denecia Jones, you started a new channel called Soul-Well Business. Tell me a little bit about this business.
Yeah, so Soul-Well Business came to me about 2 years ago when I realized that in the United States, we have a lot of folks that are out there and they're just working themselves to the bone. They're just sick, they're not feeling well. And I just was like, okay, that we need to get our souls well. Our souls are just disconnected from what's real, what's important, what's, connecting us all together. And, the money isn't everything. And so I decided to create the channel to bridge the gap between business and wellness because I felt like it would allow our souls to heal. Because I knew deep in my heart that it was time for us to start learning about other ways of living that we were not so much open to before,
Right.
And so it was just time to do it. So I launched a channel February 2020. It's just been amazing because now we're in March, in the midst of a pretty interesting time right now with coronavirus. And people are looking for knowledge more than ever. They're looking for help to try and find their way and into a new way of thinking because we don't have a choice. We have to let go of the things that just are not serving us anymore.
That's amazing because, we always get told about, taking care of our mind, taking care of our body, but very rarely do people mention the soul, what's going on inside. So this is wonderful. You're giving people a great opportunity to get in touch with themselves and get total healing. I love it. With everything going on. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
So in addition, thank you. In addition to being in business with insurance and wellness, you're an entrepreneur. You're also into crystals. Oh my goodness! Could you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, it's been something where I've hidden it for too long. It all started for me when I was It all started for me when I was previously married to a great guy, and I had a lot of anger come up into my life, and I didn't know why. It was like, what's going on? And then now I reflect and I realize it was just a time for me to release a lot of pain from my childhood into the marriage. And it was the pain that I felt was I wasn't heard and I wasn't loved, so I'm mad. And so in any relationship, you work things out with your partner. And your partner could be your spouse, your partner could be a friend, whatever it is, you're working things out so you can heal them. And at that time, I was working a lot of anger out of childhood stuff, and I didn't really notice it. He was working it out too. He had some things that he was working at as well. We're working it out together, and I just said, I cannot live with this anger anymore. I'm tired of being angry. So a girlfriend of mine suggested that I look into crystals, and I was a little skeptical because I'm more analytical, science-minded type gal. I wasn't really into the spirituality thing at all. I was like, oh, that's so woo-woo. Oh my God, like, what is this? But I just wanted to do something. I really needed to do something else. The therapy wasn't working. I didn't want to go on any medication. I was just like, I need to do this. We were both open to it. And then, so brought some crystals into the house. I remember I had this angel-shaped rose quartz crystal that I had.
Beautiful.
I put that in the living room, and I remember my ex, he had some issues with sleeping, so I put an amethyst pyramid by the bed, which amethyst has been historically known to help protect a person and also help them sleep very well. And so I was just like, I was skeptical at the time, but then I was like, okay, I'll just see how this works. And he was the same way. And about 2 weeks later, we're just like, we noticed a difference. We weren't fighting as much, felt more peace. The things that were needing my attention to really understand in those situations of anger were coming up easily. so I could reflect on them more, opposed to just like putting it out there and fighting about it. And it was just a really peaceful transition. And ever since then, I've just been so dedicated to just really loving these things, living these little creatures called crystals. And I have friends that are into them too. And a lot of my friends have gotten crystals from me. And so it's been amazing. So that's how I got into them.
Wow, I need to get some of these crystals, because I was going to ask you, like, what's the hype about the crystals? Like, why are they so into them? So this is not anything new then, using the crystals?
And I really feel that it has to do with like just the times. I feel like the millennials, the angel kids, rainbow kids, all the newer generation, they are allowing us to really understand what's important. And it's not all about the money anymore. And so
Wow, so that really answers another question I had, because I had it in my mind that crystals were only used for spiritual use, but you're talking about the heart chakra and the communication. So there's other uses besides, just spirituality for these crystals.
Yeah, good question. Obviously, crystals can be used by anyone. It can be it's spiritual. A lot of folks are into spirituality because there's a lot of crystal stores are popping up. But in religion, the Bible's mentioned crystals in it 20 plus times. And so with crystals, there's so many different uses you can. I sometimes, when I feel like I need a little bit more loving of myself or others, I need to put a rose quartz crystal on my pillow, I do that. And that allows me to just sleep with it and feel that vibration and allow me to heal certain things and feel better the next day. There are crystals with regards to jewelry. There are crystals with regards to sex toys, which I mentioned in the book.
Really?
Yeah. There are crystals.
Okay, we'll have that discussion later. Okay.
There's so many different things to use crystals for. Some people put them on in their water. Some people use them as things to put into their house as crystal grids to help heal the energy in their house. So there's so many different ways of being able to use them and make sure that you're benefiting. So they've been very, very good, and they're very, very hyped up for a good reason.
That is awesome. And I've known you all this time, and you're just so knowledgeable. I can't believe I haven't tapped into this resource like this. So thank you for the information. But also, I'm a science teacher, and I'm wondering, could you give us any details on the science of crystals?
So I did some research. The last piece of science was done in the UK by a psychologist. He determined that crystals were placebo effect. So in this particular case study, there was two groups of individuals and two sets of crystals. One set of crystals were, authentic crystals. The vibrations were, supposedly they knew that they came from crystal. They didn't check the vibration of the crystal. But they gave it to each particular person, and they said, okay, here's these crystals, and here's the particular issues that you have. Hold on to these crystals, and we'll watch you after 2 weeks. And then the other set, they had these dyed glass, so they were obviously fake. And so what they found in this case study is that both groups had healing. He basically stated that obviously crystals are not real, because obviously if they were, then this fake group wouldn't have like these benefits. Science side, that's traditional, like that's how they usually do those studies. Like I mentioned in the book, the one thing that I suggest that they have an electromagnetic vibrational frequency device that actually maybe have two groups, and have them instead of identifying the mind power of these crystals, identify the frequency behind it. There's some things in the book that I did find that definitely it cancels out with this placebo effect. Claim is because of something that I found in the medical industry. That information's in my book.
I am so grateful that you wrote a book about crystals for us newbies that don't know very much about it. So do you want to share anything else about the book, or are we just going to have to get the book to get some more details?
I don't know about you. I get bored easily. If I see a book that's really big and it has a lot of like woo-woo, like things that are not supported by facts, the first thing I do is just like, I put the book down. I'm not interested. I don't have the time, like the rest of us sometimes. We just don't have the time to waste on stuff that's just not supported. And especially for me, because I have a very analytical mind, and I know what I need to know why someone's saying something, and I need the support to really kind of understand that it's not just something that's myth. It's a storytelling book from folks that I actually interviewed who were mostly business professionals who share their stories about how they actually came across crystals and how they felt that crystals impacted their lives to find more peace or to find their career, their purpose in life. Whatever it was very easy to read from the standpoint of a story. Okay. Because I wanted to make sure that that was the case for my readers. And then also, it's just a fun read. You learn a little bit more about interesting stuff like crystal sex toys, how long they've been there. And it's just a fun read. Lots of humor, because I realized that we need to have humor. This is a very interesting topic. A lot of folks are concerned because, you know, crystals are also known for voodoo and really dark stuff as well. And I'm definitely I'm aware of that, and so I made it very light, very happy, and joyful, but factual.
Thank you for that. That is awesome. Well, Denecia, this is your show. Why not get in a little shameless plug and tell us how we can order this book?
Yeah, so the book is called How Crystals Shine, True Secrets Revealed. I'm a yoga instructor and into crystal Reiki energy healing as well. I'm a crystal Reiki master, and it's available on Amazon. It's called How Crystals Shine, True Secrets Revealed, and it's here for you. It's a really quick read. It's 100 pages. I share my story of discovery and how they really are amazing gifts to us. And they're from planet Earth. They are from the source, they're from the ground. So it's something that we need to really utilize, opposed to, you know, like I said before, I didn't want to get into prescription drugs, and I didn't want to sit there and use artificial things. And so why not use something that's natural and it's working for a lot of people?
That is wonderful. And I want to speak for myself, and I think I'm speaking for others to say, I appreciate your authenticity, you know, coming from corporate America and sharing this side of you. We need to see that, you know, that people are real, business people are real too, you know, and so thank you for sharing that side of you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Let's talk back about this show, this awesome show. So I know you mentioned you're a co-producer of the show. So who else is producing this show with you?
Sourcing the energy that was needed from God. And what perfect timing, because I launched a show in February 2020, and it was right before the coronavirus. I was terrified of social media. I had no idea what I was doing with social media. I ended up luckily taking a class. In January, took a class and learned everything I needed to know, from video editing, being able to learn how to do the social media, you know, branding, everything else. It was just really crazy, and I pushed through that, and then I launched a show, and then now everything is online because we're in quarantine. We really aren't able to go in our houses. So there is no other person that could have ever allowed me to do this in perfect timing if it wasn't my co-producer, God.
That just warmed my whole entire heart. I thank you. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Co-producer, that's the best co-producer that you could possibly have, girl.
Yeah.
Wow. So how is the show going? How's it been since February?
It's been great. So when I first started the show, there was a lack of folks who wanted to be on it because it was so much like controversy, you know, like, oh, I don't know, business and wellness, I don't know, because those worlds are never really together, right? You can have a wellness class in a business, but having a place where you talk about both is very unique. And I knew that it was very much needed because there's so much interest on both sides. You know, there's a lot of wellness folks that I coach, and they are looking to get business techniques. They want to be able to improve their business, but they don't know where to go because they're also into more of the creative things and the creative healing mechanisms that help them be healers. They're not into the analytical, sometimes harsh way of doing things, but they need to have that in order to grow their business, to make the money that they are needing to make, and to get into corporations the way that they need to help heal and to uplift the consciousness of folks in the business arena. And then you have business folks who are, you know, they're interested in this whole spiritual wellness thing, you know, and they want a place to go to feel safe and know that they're not going to get fluff. You know, it's going to be factual stuff, and it's going to be stuff that can help viewers. So it's interesting. The first couple of shows, I had a hard time finding people to interview. And luckily, my friends came through for me. And yeah, about 4 friends came through, and I was like, okay, perfect. And after that, after other people started to see the shows, then they're like, okay, I want to be part of it. Yeah, that'd be great. I want to be part of it. But in the beginning, it was not easy. And so right now, I mean, we have shows on that are talking about, you know, we have estate planners, you know, IT folks, to shaman, to drug and alcohol counselors who are helping people reduce their chances of committing suicide. So it's really been amazing. Yeah, the biggest show so far was, at this point in time, which right now it's March, was our shaman show. Like, what is shamanism? We have Shaman Rami on. He's an amazing being. And our ratings went up 300, our views from viewers was 333% increase for that show.
Oh my, that is amazing.
Yeah, so people on both fronts, wellness and business, are definitely paying attention, and they are watching in the comfort of their homes, especially right now. They are interested in something unique and different. And so it just allows me to know, okay, I did the right thing. And it's funny because when you view the show on the YouTube channel, it just says 23 views or 50 views, but it doesn't take an account for the mobile views. So yeah, so it's huge. It's a huge increase, and is allowing me to figure out, okay, which shows would be good for our viewers and which shows, you know, next time I don't want to really have those type of shows. But either way, I'm always open to hearing more from viewers, because that's what I want to hear. It's the show is for you, you know, and so after the show, I hope that you guys give us some more feedback on what we can include as far as things that you're interested in, so we can provide that to you. Yeah, but that's what's going on. So it's going really well. It's been amazing. Things are definitely opening up in so many aspects now that I've taken that leap of faith and said, you know, forget about what people think about me. Forget about the challenges that we had up front, the controversy that people were concerned about. I mean, I've been told, you know, don't mix the business and wellness together, because that's all that we've known is like either these separate worlds, and keeping it really light and just simple. Where I'm still keeping it light and simple, but I'm also allowing other people to realize that there's more to life than just the way that we're living, either in that business world or in that wellness world.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And, you know, people fear what they don't know of, and you have helped them to see what the benefit is of accepting something that's different. Business and wellness absolutely should go hand in hand. So I'm enthralled. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Very honored, very honored. And just a little backstory, guys. Darlene has been a good friend of me. We've known each other since I was a insurance broker for a company that she worked for, and she was the HR manager. And how long has it been?
Since 2006. So we've been friends for 15 years.
Have come so far in so many ways, and changed careers, all kinds of stuff. So I'm so grateful to have you, to have the honor for you to interview me on the show, to allow me to share the side of me that I hope will lift up everyone. So thanks, Darlene.
Thank you for having me. You know, just one more question, you know, with everything that's going on with coronavirus, you know, whatever people want to call it, you know, I want to hear, you know, what are some tips that you can give people on staying positive and keep things moving forward, you know, with this virus, with this pandemic going on? What are some tips you can give your viewers?
Yeah, great question. Loving yourself is so important right now, because if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people. And what I mean by that is like being able to focus on putting good energy into yourself, meaning the foods that you eat. Are they greeny and leafy? Are they allowing your body to be alkaline so you're less stressed? and you're able to have more oxygen come to it so your body's more relaxed, especially right now during the stressful time? Are you able to really think and act in a way that's healthy? And if not, what are the things that you can do to make changes? So the actions, the words, the foods that we have in our body are so important to loving ourselves better. So I highly recommend really being conscious of how you're loving yourself and being around loving people. Really important right now. And being loved to other people. Loving yourself allows you to love other people. So I know that a lot of us are really trying to give our all to everyone, but we can't help other people when our vessel is empty. So that's
Ooh, very good.
Yeah.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's number one. That's number one.
That's number one. Oh,
yeah.
Girl, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So number two is being able to focus on connecting with nature. Now, while we're filming this, we are in quarantine. We're not able to go outside. And when we get when we view this, I'm hoping that that's done. So a lot of us can't even go outside right now. And I'd say focus on nature. If you can't go outside, focus on the clouds. Look outside your window, check out the clouds, look at a tree, listen to the birds tweeting and singing. Just being able to connect with nature is so important. And when you're able to get out, then take a walk, check out the trees, disconnect completely from IT, and just really sit there in gratitude of what you have and the abundance that the universe it really is, and how we're so connected to it. That allows us to really know that we're not alone, and helps us not be feeling that we're like isolated as much as we are right now. And then the third reason, or the third thing that I'd say is gratitude. Being grateful for what we have, every little thing that we have, even the challenges that we're going through. There are people right now that have zero money and they don't know where they're going to eat tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
And there are folks that's causing a lot of stress in relationships at home. Being grateful and being able to ask for help is so key right now for all of us. And the more that we're able to look at the things that we're grateful for, the less attention we give to the things that we're not. And that is the power and being able to move forward instead of being stuck in fear. Turn out the news, anything negative, music-wise, energetically, with people, turn it off. And so those are the things that I say will help us get through this and move forward in a very positive way.
That is amazing. One thing I tell people, don't let fear override your faith. Wherever your faith lies, rely on that, and Amen, I've been making sure I get out and at least go for a jog around my neighborhood, to get out the house a little bit and enjoy, nature. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about what you think about this horrible global crisis that we're having of the coronavirus?
I'd say that the coronavirus, in a way, is a blessing, because it was time for us to really connect with what's going on in other parts of the world. I feel like as an American and traveling to 10 countries, I have seen that our reputation as Americans is not the most open and the most fulfilling and connected to other countries. I feel that coronavirus is although it's a pain in the butt, it is bringing us to a point where we are aware that our actions affect the entire world. And I believe that at the end of this, we'll look at it in a way that it will allow us to know that our consciousness is not just from us, it's for all of us. So to be positive and know that the things that we're dropping right now, the habits, the lack of savings, the living, to keep up with the Joneses, those things may be falling apart because it's just stuff that we don't need anymore. And really understanding that we're going to really focus on being able to be one with the rest of the world. And after that, I am really, really thankful for it. And I hope it comes soon.
Me too. Yeah. That's wonderful. Wonderful advice. And speaking of keeping up with the Joneses, I'm so grateful that I was able to keep up with this Miss Jones. And thank you so much for the opportunity for your own show. Business. I'm so excited to be a part of this. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for this and the people that will benefit from it.
Thank you so much. So Darlene Bryant is also a reverend with her beau, Aton
Yes.
Bryant. When we first met, did we ever see this coming?
Never,
No.
ever.
She was an HR representative for a company that I worked for. We became very good friends. We kept in contact. We went through marriages and divorces together, and we both found the Lord. We both found the universe. She found it through the Christian route. I found it through the Buddhism route. And that's the power of love, and that's the power of God. So that's all I can say. For all the folks that are atheists out there, that's okay, because I know you love yourself, and you love being out there and helping others too. And that's okay as well. But what I'm saying that works for me and Darlene was the fact that God brought us together in a powerful way to be able to heal and help people on a large scale, and be able to have that be our purpose. So powerful. And it was worth it.
It
I'm
sure
very
was.
honored. So very honored to have my girl as well. So please comment in the comments area of shows that you want to hear in the future. Make sure that you like us and share this show with other people. And if you are interested in learning about crystals, feel free to find my book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Google Books. So, like always, thank you for being here. And until the next time we meet, be beautiful and be well. Bye.
Bye, everybody.